And we're back, y'all. Episode 184, Feeling Go Podcast. I'm here with a special one, man. Hamilton, Ontario. If you don't know where the hell that is, it's in Canada. And yesterday we had Cutz the artist right here, man. He came for a crazy show, Tri-City Vintage Flum Market. Did his fucking thing. We got some visuals that are gonna be coming real soon. And yeah, man, just again, welcome to Michigan. I hope we definitely made it worth coming back.
Yeah, man, you rolled out the warmest welcome.
Hell yeah.
Warmest welcome.
That's what we got to do, man. Literally, I feel like you guys did the same shit when we went to Hamilton. You know, I keep kind of say like Canada, Ontario. What do people say? People call it Ontario?
Yeah.
So they say
Hamilton, Ontario.
So they say Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, or just Hamilton, Ontario?
Yeah, if you're in Canada, it's just Hamilton, Ontario. Right?
So they already know. You already know you're in America. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense. So Hamilton, Ontario. So Hamilton, Ontario, like I said, you guys showed a lot of love. If you guys didn't see, there was an insane amount of love that we had. You know, as far as, you know, just the crowd engagement, as far as like, you know, your fan base came out fucking deep. You know, we had like a few interviews that people were doing, and you just seen shirt after shirt after shirt after shirt, and it was just white, red, and it was the black, and it was just all these flavors, and I'm like, damn, they got a lot of love for Cutz the artist, man. It was good to see.
I'm blessed to have like a solid group of supporters, man. Just people show up for like music in my city, man.
Yeah, I know we talked about, you know, obviously the struggle to kind of gather some of those things up. And we're going to kind of get through that, obviously, throughout the podcast. You know, starting out, you know, I like to kind of take people back, you know, show them who Pat is as a person and as alongside as an artist. You know, because you've been doing this for, 7-8 years now?
Yeah,
you know,
man.
And has it always been easy?
Nah, man, like, I just started, like, on, like, a old broken-ass laptop in my room, just, like, trying to figure out a way, like, how do people make rap songs and shit like that? Because I wanted to do it, but just, like, in the city at that particular time, there was like no real like studios you could go to. Like there's, you know, rock and roll music and shit that gets made in Hamilton, but like it wasn't like just accessible like it is in like Toronto or like in a lot of cities here. Like you guys got that all over the place. It's not really like that at that time in Canada. It was just like, you know, how can I do this myself and like maybe even like learn to do it like for other people? Because I always in my mind I always had like the vision of like I'm gonna learn to make this shit. I'm gonna start making music and just like hopefully I can just draw enough people in that I can help other people make their own music. Just create a scene, right?
Because you're not just an artist, you're actually cooking up, you're actually an engineer as well.
Yeah, I'd be hands on with everything, all my shit, bro. Creative freedom is like very important to me. And just like if we can like make it so that like you don't have to go to Toronto, you don't have to go to America, like yet you can like build your own shit in Hamilton and wherever you're at, Winnipeg, wherever the hell you're at, you know what I mean? Like if we could like evolve like, you know, our local scenes and just like develop them a little bit, like how you guys have like such a deep community here, like we could do that like where we're at, it would just like it creates such a good foundation.
Yeah.
Like,
and I think it's well on the way, you know, like I said, you know, with us coming to Hamilton, you know, the love was so unreal and unexpected, you know, and a lot of it was from your team, you know, so there's like, you know, the way that I was able to, you know, repay that back was just, hey, let's get you out to Michigan, man. Let's show you, you know, like we go crazy for Tri-City. So that was, I definitely think, you know, definitely going forward, I definitely want to go there for another show and, you know, even just continue to build on that shit in your area.
I'd love to have you guys.
Yeah, for real. You know, there's a lot of, like I said, Vark didn't perform. So there's a handful of artists that, you know, I know they would love to go back, you know, with, I think there was a few artists that got, I want to say a few set times. It kind of got scrambled due to the fact that, you know, the Canadian Wi-Fi is extremely difficult to grasp onto. You literally gotta have that fucking, what is it, roaming. You gotta have roaming
gotta have your internet
on and squared away. Otherwise, you are fucked. You literally pass the border, and it's like they shut that shit down. There's charges or something like blocking everything. It's crazy. So being born in, you know, Canada, obviously born in Canada, it's crazy to say, you know, like, you know, obviously as a kid, you know, we we as kids were kind of taught to us, instilled in us, like the Star Spangled Banner, the Pledge of Allegiance. Did you guys, were you guys instilled in that same thing? Like, Canada?
A little bit, yeah. You stand for the national.
Because a lot of us don't know it
school.
unless we see hockey.
True.
Hockey's the only time you really
True.
get to experience, like,
Right.
damn, okay.
Yeah.
They do got a lot of, Canadian, sport there.
Yeah, less so. It's less so in Canada, definitely. Like than
Yeah.
America, for sure.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I'm not too sure. Like, I think, like, America, like, you guys are, like, very, like your, I don't know how to say it, like, your political, like, mentality is tied in with just, like, the idea of, like, a country being, like, so strong and, like, having, like, a, like, I don't know, like a connected country that everyone is connected to that in their identity.
Okay.
And shit, you know what I mean?
Do you think in Canada it's kind of, everyone's kind of on their own
it's
own
more
vibe?
of like people. There's a lot of like new Canadians, and this is how someone explained it to me one time. America is a melting pot, right? But Canada is a mosaic.
Oh shit, that's one way
If
to
that
look at
makes
it.
sense.
Yeah.
So there's all these different people coming from all different cultures.
Yeah,
and shit.
it's like
But
New York and shit.
But they're just like sort of built together in this way that they share Canada as like a place, but they're sort of like they have their own identity in a way.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, it's almost like you were saying, like what was it? Your city is known for what? Steel factories, the steel city, and I didn't realize that Hamilton was as big as he said. It's like 600,000 people.
Yeah.
That's crazy, and it's with all these different, areas and
different little small cities.
Yeah. And I think, when you think of like that, like all the boroughs, and you think of, like, New York, like a big place like that is, like it's dope. So I definitely think, there's so much possibility, in, Hamilton.
That's a good way to put it, man. There's so much talent. It's just like the accessibility is not there yet. And like,
Right.
And like the opportunities are sort of like few and far between. So there's sort of like this scramble of like, it's like a desperation. Like, I gotta get that spot before everybody else in my city gets that spot. I gotta get this like shoot from this videographer before he does. You know what I mean? 'Cause I want to be the guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if we all like stood together and just like created like
Blow this guy's
know what I
video
mean?
page up. Now we got a
Exactly.
handful of talented artists that he's worked with.
Exactly.
Now you guys can go as a unit essentially, and wherever you go, and it's like, hey, we're all from fucking Canada.
Exactly.
Yeah, I definitely agree, man. It's hard. It's easier said than done, but it definitely takes, the drive that you have. Obviously, you came here solo dolo to fucking America, and rocked it the fuck out. So if anybody's got it, you got it.
Appreciate
So we're definitely, two peas in a pod. We definitely see the same vision.
Sure,
And
I was met with a lot of friends when I came down here, bro.
yeah, man, there's a lot of love. I've been trying to tell people is like, I can't, say this for every city, but I can say, like, when you come to Bay City, when you tap in with me, when you make sure that, that we're doing something, positive, because I'm not going to I won't just have you here for any random open mic or nothing like that. I want to make it's going to be worth your time, because there's dead times, here at times, where it's ain't shit going on. People are just bored, broke, and, just ready to get the fuck out, But at the times where we can bring a little bit of that happiness and vibe, and kind of just, hey, soak it all in one day, one day, just have fun and, fuck the rest.
Yeah. That's what I felt like last night. Like, shit was lit, bro. Like, you guys are like, you're so like involved with that shit.
And he's giving me a lot of love, man. But like I said, if I could have just snapped a video of the crowd and love that your team gave us in Hamilton, like, if I could just shake that shit into a bottle and just show y'all that shit, it gives me goosebumps to think about it, because like, it was just that. It was just that on just a little bit smaller of a scale. You know what I'm saying? Like, going to an unknown territory, we didn't expect nobody to be there. And like, yeah, I can't say it enough. It's just Mikasa, Sukasa, you're always welcome.
Sure, bro.
He's got a giant team, so I was a little worried when he said he's coming. I'm like, oh shit, we might really have to get the Airbnb, the vibe out. We get sleeping on fucking wall to wall. But
unfortunately, not everyone can cross that border from my side. So
same here, man. We definitely had 2 stragglers that didn't make it.
For sure.
But so growing up to music, obviously, what school wise was like big on Pat's list? What were you doing in school? Were you big in sports?
A little bit. I played sports. I played hockey. I played like.
Obviously.
I played like a little bit of this and that, and shit. But I was more into like art class and like music class.
Yeah.
English class was also like, that was like a big thing for me. I don't know, just like writing and just like sort of like getting your thoughts like from your mind down onto paper, and then like obviously like when I started first like got introduced like to like songwriting and like trying to make my own music, like I felt like that always translated. It's just like taking what you have and just sort of like putting it in like an artistic way, or like executing a vision in a certain way, and that always just like satisfied me like in a way that nothing else really did.
Yeah.
And so like from there I just knew like music is it for me.
Got that vision literally
Yes.
from the jump.
Yes.
Yeah, that's blessed, man. You know, like I definitely say, you know, when it comes to like finding that passion, you literally just whatever makes you happy. You know, like if it's causing you stress, fuck that shit. You know, like but if you really enjoy this shit, and I can tell you enjoy that shit just because like the way you be performing, you're just loose. And we gotta talk about my man Sebastian. I think it's his name.
Yeah.
Sebastian, bro, like that might be one of the biggest fans I've ever seen in my fucking life.
Shout
that
out
man,
Sebastian, man.
yeah, that man is a super fan, diehard. He was literally ready to like plug you in. It was like, hey, what's your Instagram? He goes, no, Cutz the artist. Don't worry about me. Cutz the artist. That's who I want you to tap in. And it was like that mindset is like it's the family mindset, you know, like where you represent, you grind for your dog, you know, like because I feel like they all know like you're the man, you know, like whatever they can do to support, they're doing it, you know. And
I'm very fortunate to have people like that around me, man. Like,
yeah, and we got the same thing, you know, now with you know, I feel like you're slowly gonna be a part of this Feeling Good family, man. I definitely wanna have you on multiple shows. I know we're gonna be in Virginia in August for a paid opportunity, so I'm gonna get you information on that. And then just a handful of shit, man. We working. Cali's coming up in a week. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's a big country, man. I'm definitely trying to come back here, man.
Yeah, Space City is just a little small city on the map. You know, if you guys don't know, Bay City, Saginaw, they're there. You know, the 989 is a growing, you know, it's a giant movement. You know, and then we got Flint, and I'm sure you obviously know Detroit. You know, it's like a mecca. You know, it's like the New York, the Atlanta, the Cali. You know, I feel like it's become that staple in America.
Yeah.
You
Michigan
know,
music even has just been like popping off. Like
yeah,
it's always been around, obviously, but like just in the past, like I don't know, like 5 years, something like that. It's just been like meteoric in a way. Like everyone knows like Block Party. Everyone knows like Sada Baby and like those people.
And they're blowing up. You know, whether it's T Grizzly, whether it's
Grizzly.
just even back in the day, whether it's Big Sean or Eminem.
True.
You know, just the classics have always. I feel like there's some type of love that just comes through the city. You know, like you either get love here or you try to get love here, and it's just like one of those. I think Boom, HBK Boom, he said it in the Kid L podcast. Was you know, if you want to make it in Michigan, you gotta at least tap in with Detroit at some point. You know, at least at some point you gotta, whether it's the videos you're getting shot or whether it's the artist you're shooting with. And by the way, we talking about videos. Make sure y'all tap in with Mint Visuals. Make sure y'all tap in. We about to get a nice vintage corner done. So we went to Canada, got the Canadian vintage corner shot. We literally having the Canadian man himself in the original vintage corner. So it's gonna be lit. I'm excited. I'm excited for y'all to see that shit. Definitely stay tuned. But obviously, growing up liking music, what do you think were like some of your musical inspirations? Were you close to your mom and dad?
So many. My dad, he always played like rock around the house, like all sorts of like classic rock and then like songwriting music, like James Taylor, and stuff like that. My mom was like a little bit more like pop and soft rock, so we listened to a lot of Michael Jackson, obviously.
Legends.
And then just like like softer like singer-songwriter man, like Rob Stewart, and just like people like that, where you just like you listen to it and you're like you see a picture in your head or something like that.
Yeah.
Or you feel an emotion.
So Rod Stewart's he's a big piece for you?
Maybe not like
not now.
Maybe not now.
But growing
that
up
was definitely around.
Yeah.
And then obviously when I found hip hop, it was just like obviously like Eminem, Bone Thugs, Wu-Tang for sure.
Can you imagine having a Wu-Tang at a fucking Tri-City Vintage Flow Market?
Jeez, that'd be crazy.
We McNass and a handful of guys, PJ, Flacco, they just opened for Busy Bone of Bone Thugs Army.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, so it was crazy because after the show, fucking Busy Bone's sons and the nephew, they were just shouting out Feeling Good podcast, and it was just like, it was dope as hell. I'm at the video coming soon, man. So you definitely were inspired by some legends then.
Yeah, man. And then just like I always like had a feeling like I gotta put like a little melody in there, cause like I always had that like, you know, like singing like rock and like shit like that just was always like permeating underneath that hip hop. And just,
Yeah.
I feel like the way that hip hop is now, like in a lot of places, it's like not only do you need bars, you need flows, but you also need like you need a song, you need like melody and shit in there, and that's what makes people like move it and just like
Yeah, just
remember
connects
your
the
words.
dots.
And, yeah, it connects the dots. That's a good way to put it.
So I guess from the start of you making music, I guess to now, kind of talk about some of the biggest like difficulties and kind of obstacles that you faced throughout the your journey.
Yeah, like just like learning how to do it and just like getting over that like, that idea of like fuck, like I really want to be a rapper. Like it sounds like like stupid. In
The
a way.
name
Yeah.
sounds they make it sound corny, but when
Yeah.
you really break down what a rapper is, it's like he is an artist, he is a musician.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that name. People get so tight on that name because it's like you think of just like the cornrows and the side row, or just this. They don't
so
take it
much,
serious.
Yeah, it's got so
Yeah,
much.
the Malibu's
like,
Most Wanted or some shit.
Uh-huh.
Be Rad. If y'all remember that shit. I don't know if you know. If you know, you don't. If you
But
don't.
just like getting over that and just like actually like learning to come into your own artistry and just being like, who am I? Like, what can I tell people? Like, can I tell them my story?
Right.
Like we had a whole group of homies that was making music at the time, and then a couple of them like caught like a pretty serious case, and then we all sort of had to like we were all on no contact for like a long time, so it just sort of like separated everybody of like a group of people that would come in and like make music every day together to just like nothing. And I just had to like sit in my room and just like
Figure it out.
I'm not gonna fucking let that stop me. Like I gotta just keep making these tracks because that's the only thing I can do right now.
Resilience. Resiliency.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's hard to have.
Yeah.
Once you got it, man, it's like you can bounce that ball all fucking day.
Exactly.
Do it again and do it again. Yeah.
Feels good though. Feels good not to give up, man.
It does.
There's a lot of times where it's like, fuck, this is like I don't know if it's going anywhere. You sort of like you reach that point where like you're putting in so much hard work and you're seeing nothing and nothing and nothing and nothing, and that's the point where you're gonna quit.
Yeah.
Like you most want to quit, but that's the time where like shit is about to happen.
Right, shit's about to shake.
And
It's
so,
almost like losing weight. Like you got losing weight is so fucking hard. But you go to the gym day after day after day. You're in the sauna. And you're like, damn, I'm at 283 and I'm 281 now. Like I should have lost 13 pounds. And you're like, but that muscle's forming like a motherfucker underneath.
Exactly.
Like keep going. It's hard. It's easier said than done, obviously, but. I'm sure that you have things that you can kind of shed light on, where maybe they can understand that hey, you're going through the shit too, and a lot of people will say that you can even hear more about an artist through their music than what they can ever be able to tell you.
Exactly. I'm more that person. Like sometimes I can't like express myself in like a certain way, but I can do it in a song like much easier. And you listen to that song, like you might be able to like communicate with me like better than I could do like in a conversation or something like that. I'm more of like that type of person.
That makes sense.
And just like if I can like tell people, like even a kid in my city who just like feels like he has no one to identify with, like if he can listen to my song or whatever city, if they can listen to my song and say like, damn, I feel heard, like I feel like connected to this, like this is my story too, or like this is like something I can identify with.
Right.
If I could do that, then it's just like that's success to me. And that's like
and I love that you kind of touched on that, because a lot of people value success so differently. Like some might look at it like, hey, I need to be 100,000 in the bank, I need to be a millionaire, my mom's gotta have a crib, my dad's gotta have a crib, this and that. And then some look at it like, fuck, I'm breathing today, like that's a successful ass day. And people like, what in terms of success, what do you what is successful for Cutz the artist?
Man, I just want to like create a fucking community in my city, man, and just like I want to like I don't know, I got a whole bunch of ideas that I could categorize.
You said they're in the vault. I can't relay them all.
Maybe not all of them, but if we can build something in my city where people don't feel like I have to go to Toronto and I have to drop all these roots that I have in my city, all these connections I have in my city. I have to drop my whole story, my whole identity, move to the city where I know nobody, and maybe like act differently or make my music differently, in order to have success.
Instead of being themselves from like you said, the small city of
lose
Winnipeg.
That artist dies when they leave.
Right. They're saying they're not true to themselves as much.
Yeah, maybe you are, but like, if you could stay, like, wouldn't that just be so much better?
Right.
And then like build yourself up, and then like chase success in another place. But
Yeah.
if I could like somehow create an environment where people can thrive in my city and just like, they can feel like they don't have to leave.
Yeah, it's
that would be
rare.
successful to me, bro.
It's rare for sure, because I could say like with the vintage clothing business, like trying this in my city, like I failed miserably. I'm literally to the point where I'm trying to sell shirts, trying to do this and that. And like people are looking at me like I'm fucking crazy, like I'm trying to sell a used T-shirt, a used flannel, and it's just like, what are y'all doing? Like y'all go to Goodwill, y'all go to Salvation Army, y'all go to garage sales every fucking day. What the fuck is so crazy about this? And it just got to the point where I'm going to, like I said, my first ever event was St. Louis, Missouri. Made like $3,300, and it was like, I took my wife there, my daughter there, and like my daughter's like, the music's so loud, she's just covering her ears because it's so loud. And I just remember like, man, like this moment, I'll never forget this shit. Like this was the moment my wife was like, whoa, you can make some serious money. This was worth it. This was worth driving 8 hours or 7 hours, whatever the hell it took. And, kind of just embracing the whole day and just, embracing the suck for real. And I remember just event after event, just getting so much love from outside the city that I'm like, fuck, I really want to do this in my hometown, but like, I don't know how, and it was like, okay, let me bring events to my city. Let me start to do some of these things that I've taken in bits and pieces. Like, I'll shout them out. Illinois Vintage Fest. Shane Kelly. I was vending there for an event in Illinois, and I had this crazy dope hat. It was just a random hat, Wisconsin, 1993 Rose Bowl hat. Just a random $20-$30 hat, but to me it was like my birth year. It's kind of just a little meaningful. And I remember I told him, I was like, hey, can you make a post? Somebody stole it during the event. And he was like, hey, I haven't found anything, blah, blah, like nobody has, come forward. But I looked up the item that you had, and it was like $30. He sent me $30, sent me the link so I could buy it. And it was just like, whoa, like that right there was just like, damn, he really put his vendors first. He could have been like, hey, I'm sorry, like you got to watch your stuff, because at the end of the day, it's not their problem.
That's
but
community, right?
Yeah, but it was like, damn, this is like something that I was personally touched by. So I was like, man, I got to make sure, like, whenever I have a vendor, I'm gonna help you load that shit in. I'm gonna help you fucking, you got your hands full. Let me grab, and shout out Minton Vintage as well. Another one that's like, big community. They do free events, and it's just, they pack that bitch out. And it's to the point where I'm like, man, we can have something like this in Bay City. We can have something like this in our city. It can be ours, and that's what we're doing now, but it's gonna take more and more time to, keep building, but I see it, traveling, city to city to city, and, just really going crazy with it. Maybe eventually we might see Tri-City Vintage Flea Market or Flea Market in Hamilton, Ontario.
That should be crazy.
You know what I'm saying? And
there's a lot of vintage shit out there, man.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that are fucking with that shit out there.
Yeah, I think it'd be crazy. It'd be crazy to do. Yeah. And the ideas are endless. You could hit, your Tri-Cities. You could hit Hamilton. You could hit the cities right around you. And it's, I don't know. It's one of those things where I think, I think when I created it, it was bigger than myself. Like I didn't realize the amount of people that I would impact. Like, damn, I got people coming from Canada to, for their first show, or I got somebody that's vending that they didn't know what the fuck they wanted to do in life, and now they're doing face paint for kids and parties and making money, and then feeding their family off of just an idea that I thought they could be a part of it. Now it's just like businesses are thriving, artists are fucking, they're booming now, and it's dope to see. Like it's like they need that little bit of that reminder, like, hey, y'all are on it.
Yeah, somebody's got to do it, right?
Yeah, somebody for sure. Because I'm sure you you're the shit. You're a fire ass artist. But you don't want to have to tell people that shit. Yeah. But wouldn't it be nice to, hey, you ain't got to drink that water, but I promise you that shit is delicious. You're going to be hydrated like a motherfucker. And you're like, damn, he ain't have to say that to me. I already knew what the water did, still, but damn, it makes you want to get another drink, So it's just like, I don't know, you feel that way, like, with people, it's good to, compliment people. And, yeah, I'm sure, I don't know, with Canada and shit, with the scene out there, like, what is Drake doing? Do you feel like Drake is I guess genuinely trying to like support Toronto music and
I mean, he puts on artists every once in a while, right? Like
Yeah.
Smiley and like people like that. But I feel like he's just like Drake is so big now that like you can no longer look to Drake to put you on.
Yeah.
Like he's beyond that. He's
Right.
like a Michael Jackson type artist.
Right,
now.
yeah.
People he will hate you for saying that, but he's like a Taylor Swift type artist. Like he's up there. Like you can no longer reach for him like that.
yeah.
So like that's why I think like we can no longer look for like other Canadian artists to really put us on like that until you have something for yourself. I don't know what he's doing or what he's planning or like, you know what I mean, in the future if he's gonna, you know, make it.
It'd be smart. It'd be genius to
like
really,
that,
because that man, I feel like he can only be greater.
Yeah.
You know, like there's gonna be haters, but this man's been getting shit talked about him for Degrassi, for you know like different shit, and it's like
and what has that done? He's still
nothing. He's still surpassed it and you know shine through it all. So it's like imagine he has like you know these opportunities for you know whether it's you know Drake or he hires a team that hey let's go fucking scout artists throughout Ohio and let's make this let's make you know or not Ohio like Ontario and let's really make like the Canadian sound like let's really fucking perfect that shit. I feel like he could almost create a global you know OVO brand.
Yeah.
You know where OVO isn't just Drake and you know this it's for the Canadian fucking sound.
Yeah.
You know that
makes sense.
You know I think that'd be crazy. You know just to have like a legend like that because I feel like everyone here you go through Detroit you're tapping in with you're trying to get with Eminem you're trying to get with Big Sean or Peasy or Icewear Vezo or Baby Ray Money or you know their Babyface Money or just all the Dons. You know we have you know a guy who's not from Detroit but he's right there from Downriver with Big Bert. You know Big Bert you got Downriver Luke. You know, we've had They Love Ricky kind of talk about coming on the show, Sueno, just a variety of just superstar talent. And they say, like, so low-key that it's, like, damn. You know, and Bert's starting to pop on the scene more, as you know, he was there with Canada. But, you know, for the most part, is, like, these guys just, like, superstars, and they're just kind of, like, cracking the egg open into the fucking pan.
Yeah, man.
It's crazy. And yeah, you're one of them.
Yeah. There's
You know,
so
it's
much
like
talent around. It's just
yeah.
like, it's more about like, just like finding a way to like.
And it's
build
just
yourself
the
up,
statement to say like 8 years you've been making 8 years and you're really just perfect. You're still you know just like cracking the egg.
It just took, I just like. I don't think of it as like time like I wasted or how I could have been bigger earlier. I could have been better earlier. That all that time just led me up to the place I am right now.
Yeah.
And if I'm just getting better, then like I'm just
that experience is just
then
there for life.
Exactly.
So who are you going to through like if you are getting a video done or if you're because obviously you're the one making the sounds and mixing and mastering and cooking it up. Who is someone you want to shout out for like the videos and visuals?
I never like got with like a videographer who's established. Like my one video.
So Min Visuals is about to be this man's fucking go-to. If you don't know, now you know.
I'm coming for you, Canada.
Oh, he's right there. How did he get here? I swear I did not pop him out of a bottle. I swear.
My first video I did, Permanent Scars, a couple months ago. I did with my homie Dimitri. Shout out Dimitri, man. We made that whole like video just like off like he had a camera. He's always wanted to like be involved in making videos with me and shit. But I never had my shit together for it. And then like one day I was like, okay, like you gotta do it.
Let's run this.
First one, and it took us a lot of trial and error, but like shit turned out sick, and I'm proud of it. But
Oh yeah. What's his Instagram?
his Instagram is at Dimitri Markic, DIMITRIMAREKI.
That's a good ass fucking memory. Hell yeah,
I'd be good at spelling,
on the
bro.
spot. Yeah, I used to be spelling bee too, but I'm not with I'm not advanced level. I can't be like onomatopoeia and just fucking off the ripper just give it to you. I'm gonna be like, damn, that one's a toughie.
Is that the video you got shot in the cemetery?
Yeah.
Is that the one? No, that was a good video. That was a good video.
Yeah. Shout out to Dimitri.
Yeah. There was man, just so much to say about just the rise of just like hard work. It's coming. I feel like this is the year of like the grinder. You know, this is the year of like the hustle.
Sure,
you know, you see somebody hustling, they're either at a show right now, they're making a name, and I think, I'm sure you've been putting in the work now, but I think 2023 is really going to be a break year for you maybe and a lot of others as well. You know, especially with this tape you just put out.
Hell yeah.
You know, talk about that, man, because like I said,
City,
the whole city had the fucking Sin City drip on.
Sin City, bro. That EP was just like made off the strength of just songs I had. Some of the songs were like 2 or 3 years old that I had never really got to a point where like I felt like I could drop it. Because if like people aren't paying attention, you know, it's kind of like a tree falls in a forest type situation. Right. So like a couple of those songs I sort of held on to, and I was like, I'm gonna do it when the time is right, rather than do it now and try to chase people to listen to music you made. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's like working backwards in a way. Whereas like you work on people, like building your brand and like people like being able to like realize you as an artist, and just like when you drop something, then they'll listen. You know, you build it and then they come. Right?
Yeah, 100%.
That's the thing. So just like Sin City was just like, it was a culmination of a lot of songs that I dropped like during like really hard points in my life, and just like, or like wrote rather, just songs I wrote like on really hard points in my life, and just shit that I felt like sort of reflected like a picture of my city. So like somebody sees like, oh, this kid is from Hamilton, like what is that? What's that mean? Like, they could press play and they could sort of get a picture. You know what I mean? I could paint
And what does, to kind of not to interrupt you, but what to kind of elaborate on that? What does being from Hamilton, Ontario, mean to you?
Man, it means a lot. It means like there's so much potential in this city, man. But it's just like, it has so many plagues. Like it's burdened with so much, man. Just like drugs, the epidemic, homelessness is an epidemic, mental health crisis is an epidemic. Like the economy of the city is just like, it fluctuates in such a crazy way that like you don't feel like there's necessarily stability in a lot of places for a lot of people, right?
Right.
A lot of people are living okay and doing well even, but like it's pockets. I see it here in America too. It's like more obvious, but in Canada it's just like one little neighborhood street corner, you see people like, you know, outside walking their dog, and then like you go down a block, like up a couple blocks from where I live, and it's just like
sleeping with blankets on the street.
Yeah, exactly. And just like the encampments get bigger.
And that's all throughout Canada?
Just, like, I couldn't speak for necessarily everywhere because.
Did you just experience that in Hamilton?
But in a lot of places, man. A lot of places, like the population is so small, like you can't necessarily like build local economies like you can.
Can't escape it.
Yeah, it's just like you either like move to a big city where like shit's even harder to live, or you just sort of like you just stuck it out in like a place where you're from and shit like that.
Embrace the suck.
Yeah, and there's so many little stories like tucked around in all of those like little trials and tribulations of people that I just try to reflect like a little bit of everything in that.
Yeah.
Like not only my personal experiences, but like telling stories of people, like, you know, their stories that they can't necessarily tell themselves.
Yeah, and that's important. You know, like I want to say the news channel recently. They recently just had a bunch of veterans, you know, pop out to like Saginaw Valley, and you know, and pretty much share like war stories and like veteran stories that you know, they wanted to like document it and fucking, you know, get it down in history. You know, and it's just like to hear that shit. I know like they were asking one of the dudes in the interview, and he was just like, yeah, you know, like I feel like this is it's my right. You know, it's my honor to kind of let this story be heard. You know, he's not here no more. You know, he can't even tell the story. You know, so for me, I feel like it's an honor to, you know, be able to share that with everyone. And I'm just like, yeah, you know, because that's how, you know, history's fucking made. You might not have these warriors, but you got people that were at Flum or that could tell about it, or, you know, whatever. Yeah. So if you had one superpower, what you picking? Superpower. Anything you could think of.
I don't know. I'd be super rich and I'd help everybody.
Hell yeah, that's a good one. See, I said I kind of said something similar. Was I would be like a genie, like a Aladdin, like a genie in the lamp.
Okay.
You know, but I would grant unlimited wishes.
To everybody.
Yeah. So like somebody wants some crack, they can get some crack, or somebody wants to, you know, learn how to you know, be better on their feet, a little bit of financial help. You know, we got you too. You know, you need a crib.
You're
hey,
gonna be be granting crack all day.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
You,
we might have to like get them their own like Homer Simpson bubble or something, but they can choke each other out in their own space.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but I don't know. We wouldn't put crack everywhere on the streets. You know, this wouldn't be a re-crack-ademic. So I couldn't do that. I swear I'll do good with these wishes. I swear. But yeah, that's a good one. What like kind of just giving back.
Yeah, man. Like I don't know. Like I could fly or some shit. I don't
know. Teleport was probably the coolest one.
Yeah, teleport's dope. Teleport is dope.
Yeah. Just
I can't
imagine
lie.
fucking, you could rob a bank, you could fucking do all that shit, just pew, gone. Not that you want to do good and evil with it, but I'm just saying the option's
Of
there.
course.
You know, everyone has these thoughts. You know, it's just, do you act on it? The answer is no. But yeah, man. Like I said, the whole vibe of Canadian music is really just, to me, it's just up. You know, it's going up and up and up. And I feel like with artists like yourself, kind of like stepping forward and kind of like making it known that you're making music, and
For sure.
you know, you got so many artists that are just tax time rappers, and you know, they rap. You know, they rap when they get paid from taxes, and it's like, just it's you'd be surprised. There is a lot of tax time rappers.
That's
you know,
crazy.
where you got 2 videos and
Never heard
they're
that.
1 year apart and 2 year apart because you decided to use them during tax season and went and bought some Jordans. I don't know what the hell you did with your money, but you blew it, and now here you are fucking waiting for next tax time to get your next video. But either way, it's a revolving cycle. You probably got that shit everywhere, where you know, it's just mismanagement with finances, and you know, that's why it's like, it's always so important to be able to kind of be that multi-tool of whether it's information, of just, you know, constantly like a sponge, you know, always be willing to learn, you know, because the shit that you learn, you know, you're essentially going to teach it to your team, and
For sure,
you know,
man.
you're eventually going to make your street team and your team stronger.
Yeah, man.
You know, so it's definitely iron sharpens iron type of mindset.
For sure, bro.
But what is something that, you know, you like to do on your off time when you're not making music?
Shit, bro. I didn't even think about that for a little while.
Yeah.
Yo, any free time I get, man, I just try to pour it into music.
Listen,
not
I'm
gonna
all
lie,
in.
That is like my off
Ain't no
time,
way
you know
about
what
it.
I
I'm
mean?
all in.
I'm busy. I got all sorts of shit going on. So like any moment where I can like, you know, like grab onto, like, you know, I had moments where like it's just like I only get like 15 minutes out of my day to like just work on a song. And
Damn.
in that moment, it could be like I do a take and it's like, damn, that sounds so good. Like if I didn't take that like just sliver of free time and just like put it into this song, I wouldn't have that take.
Sheesh.
Or I wouldn't have had that inspiration for that bar that I just wrote. That moment would have never come. You know what I mean? So I think about it like that. Like any amount of time I can pour towards it is just like, it could be a lottery ticket. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
That's a schedule. That's a
Yeah.
schedule or a disciplined mindset to have with your schedule. You know, like
sure.
instantly when I hear that, I'm thinking like Mark Wahlberg. Like, I don't know if you've ever looked at his schedule breakdown. It'll be like 7 o'clock wake up, and it'll be like 7 to like 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock he's going to bed. You know, and it's like, eat breakfast. You know, blah 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 blah. Do this, and then he'll allot like an hour for family time, and then he'll do some other shit, and then another hour for dinner time or family time, and it's just like, wow. You know, like, to see that type of discipline, like, God, that's hard as hell to do, but it's just like, to like, I don't know, to be able to just to flow with the day, whether curveballs or wrenches are tossed into it, and you're just, no, I'll catch that shit. We still got this going on. We can clear. You know, it's just, it takes a lot. You know, like, I obviously you have, you know, a great support system with your fan base, but you know, going to like the home set of things, like, what is the support like from like your parents? Are they big supporters?
My
on it?
parents are the realest, man.
Yeah.
They support, bro.
Yeah.
They support. It's just like, you know, I'm fortunate enough to have parents and like a family that's just like, you know, whatever you want to do, like, you do your best and you go 100% at it. And
That's
just,
awesome.
like, that's what it is, man.
Yeah, and you're definitely doing that.
Everybody, yeah.
Definitely
Everybody,
going 100
my
miles an
friends,
hour,
my
all in.
girl, everybody, like, so supportive and just like,
You got a girl?
yeah, for sure.
So ladies, he is not on the market. If you've been wondering, you're like, damn, is he gonna talk about lady? Hey, this is the time. This is segment. So if you're staying here for just that, hey, it's been real. FGP Feeling Good podcast. Cutz the artist. Make sure you go tap in before you jet out. But yeah, the lady is off the market, y'all. It's off the market. How long you been with the lady?
I've been with her like 5 years, bro.
Woo! 5 damn years. Yeah, you know, she the one.
She is the one.
She's
with
the
that,
one.
bro.
Damn, that's what's up, man.
I'm lucky.
Yeah.
I'm lucky.
I'm sure she feels the same way. She probably wish she was here. You know, I know, you know, I'm gonna be married 10 years
Wow.
in a few days. So it's just that, you know, that length of time, man, it's nothing to be taken lightly. You know, just to be, I always say, my wife, if she can put up with me for 10 years, fuck. She's a good woman.
So
She's a good woman. Yeah. It's not easy, because I always say I'm difficult. You know, when I deployed to Afghanistan, I didn't fucking call home as much as I should. You know, just certain things. You know, and it's, you know, as men, you know, I feel like once you find that good woman, you know, you really, sky's the fucking limit. You know, because it's like, it's really all about having that little bit of extra peace and support, you know, like after a long, because you know at the end of the day you can get it done.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need nobody, you know, but it's nice to be able to have that, you know, that extra eyes on your shit, you know, because you already know well, at least my wife, she's like a goddamn grizzly bear. Like, she's scanning the room, you know, looking for fucking, you know, intruders or negative, you know, vibes, and you know, I might not always see it, so it's like, it's always nice to see her. You know, she keeps everything, you know, kind of smooth foundation.
Yeah, I'm lucky, bro. My girl keeps me on track, and just like, I learned a lot from her. Like, as far as like, you know, time management and like discipline, she sort of like inspired me to do that. She's like so disciplined and like.
Has she gotten on any songs?
No, she isn't, but she's a good ass singer, bro. I want to put her.
Woo!
On, like,
So it's definitely in the works.
Yeah, she's.
What
like,
do you think?
Could be her own artist.
What's been the obstacle? She's got the mix, master, and engineer guy
just,
himself doing it.
She's just not. It's coming.
Yeah.
I'll just say it's coming.
He's
bro.
in the works.
Yeah. We got a couple. Like,
that's dope. I think just that, I don't know. I remember when I think of like female, male, just like collabs. I think of some legends like Sheryl Crow and, you know, Kid Rock, and just like them. I don't know, them iconic, you know, them duos. You know, they really. And I think, you know, with you know, for you it's even doper because it's your girl.
Yeah.
You know, like I wish my wife would be down to sing. I put her ass on the song right now. You know, we'd be cooking up some shit, but she ain't even with it. She ain't even giving no thought to that shit. No, at all, no bit of it. But, did you get to at least enjoy some of Michigan while you're here?
Yeah, this is lit, bro.
What'd you eat at the event yesterday?
At the what's that?
At the Tri-City event?
What I eat?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't have any barbecue or anything like that.
Oh, you didn't even get no
missed the
food.
barbecue. No.
Yeah, they had a hibachi. I was
Jeez, for real?
yeah, I was walking around with pay what you want glizzies. We had Taste of Bay City pulled up with a taco truck last second.
I missed that shit.
Yeah, they sold out pretty quick. But yeah, otherwise good food here and there, but wasn't as the food wise, it wasn't the best bang. We didn't have as much noise as we had in the past.
Shit slaps, bro. American food is the best, bro. I was saying today at the Uptown Grill, I said I never had bad food in America, man.
Yeah, ever. We do make a lot of good food. I know one girl asked, she said, why do they call Canadian bacon if it's just ham? And let him know what you said. Let him know.
What did I say?
He said it's just because it's on the back. It's
on bag bacon. We don't call
bag
it
bacon
Canadian
is
bacon.
Yeah, it's just bag bacon. So maybe Canadian bacon has been, the word has been, you know, blown up into what it is, you know, by Americans, not by Canadians.
Maybe.
We shall see.
It's a mystery.
Yeah. So if you could change one thing about the world, you know, obviously we talked about mental health, you know, and I'll shed light on that in a minute. But if you could change one thing about the world, man, what would you change?
Just anything at all. Damn, I don't know. That's like someone hands you a skeleton, a blank check.
Yeah.
Change one thing about the world. Just like people's like attitude towards each other, man, and just like there's so much hate in the world, just like for just unnecessary reason. I'm not even talking like just like I'm someone you don't know on the internet, or somebody's trying to do something and just like, you know, they're trying to become like, maybe they're like a musical artist, or they're trying to start something new, or they're, you know, they got a YouTube channel, they're a content creator, whatever. Like, you click on that comment section, I guarantee you're gonna see people hating for no reason.
Oh,
like,
always.
You know what I mean? Everything, every single corner of the internet is just like so like filled with hate, man. I just like wish that people would, instead of doing that, just like turn that into like a positive energy, like towards something in your own life. Bro.
Just positivity.
Yeah, constructive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel that, man, because I literally posted a TikTok video where I'm literally hanging out flyers. I had this random lady, you know, she pulls out of her house. She goes, what you putting on that sign? And I was just like, let me get one of those. So I'm like, okay, you know, I was like, you down to do a video? She's like, yeah, whatever, I'm down. Let me see that flyer. And I was like, all right, you know, give her the flyer. And I told my man Sagging on Sound, I was like, just roll the shit. Just keep it rolling. We'll cut it all up, later. And, she's like, I was like, hey, can you say Tri-City Vintage Flow Market? And she goes, yeah, I can say that. I said, if you can, I'll give you a free flyer. There's coupons on the back. We're doing raffles every hour. She was like, all right, Tri-City. She kind of said it, a little bit wrong. But I'm like, it don't even matter. Don't even matter what the fuck you call it. Tri-City Vintage Flow, Tri-City Vintage Flute. Don't matter. BMO's bar, just be there. Like, you'll experience it. You'll get it right eventually. And I think I put that video on TikTok. I had these dudes telling me, like, oh, you going to the hood looking for literacy, like, from these people? I'm like, hell no. If you would have read the fucking comment, if you would have read that fucking status, I told you that she approached me. Like, I'm not looking door to door to do fucking, see if anybody can say it properly. But it was just like that mindset, like, everyone's quick to fucking, say some shit.
Straight to hate right away.
Yeah, quick to fucking hate. And it's like, shut the fuck up and read, Shut the fuck up and just appreciate that not everyone has that dickhead mindset, like, you might have a dickhead mindset, and that's why you had the hate in your heart to leave that comment, but not everybody does, and we won't get too much on it, man. We won't give them too much of their attention, but y'all got TikTok, you can go to the video, you can check it out. But overall, I appreciate you joining us, man. I'm definitely excited to fucking get some shit cracking again.
Big time.
Hamilton, Ontario, Part 2 is happening.
Hamilton, Ontario, Cutz the artist on all streaming platforms. I got a new EP. It's called Sin City. It's out now, everywhere. We got a new video dropping soon. We got Permanent Scars video going up. We're gonna be on the radio in my city this week. We got Steel City Cypher. We're hitting CFMU radio. It's gonna be lit, bro. We got a
shout out to Jay Steels.
Big
shout out to 93. I think it's 93.3 CFM.
Yes,
we gotta just make sure we show a lot of love. Whether it was started with Golden Gambit kind of lobbed the fucking opportunity to go into Canada, and he was like, hey, I want to interview Feeling Good Podcast and the family. And I was like, well, instead of interviewing me, I would love to bring the team, bring some of the artists that I can, bring, and we just interview everybody, like, you don't need to get, for me, it was just like, that was what I wanted to do, and, it worked. It worked beautifully, man, because we had enough heads to make it a great night. If it was just me, like, what I'd have been twiddling my thumb and just wondering what the hell I can do. But, last question before we kind of close this thing out, man. I know a lot of people, we talked about resiliency. We talked about, we haven't dived into mental health, so we'll do that real quick. But how do you, when shit's flying, when the weather's bad, how do you stay on course, or any advice to those who, might have trouble kind of staying on course?
Well, I get to my pen and pad, I throw a beat on, and I just make music, bro. That's the only thing that does it for me. Like, if I do, like...
So find that happy thing.
Yeah, find that happy thing. It could be music for you. It could be, whatever you do in your spare time. It could be exercise, sports, cooking some food in your house, spending time with your kids or your girlfriend or your boyfriend, whatever. Like, you just got to find that, like, and just carve out a little bit of your day for that, because it's so important, man. If I don't do music for, like, 3 or 4 days, I start feeling it.
Dang.
Yeah, and I just, like...
I'm itching.
Yeah.
Withdrawals and shit.
I just, like, start feeling, like, not depression and shit like that. I'm just, like... So, like, for me, that's what works, man. But check on your friends, for real, man.
Check on your friends. Check on your friends. I'm going to close this out with the mental health kind of, little awareness, man. The 22 challenge is an active challenge that we try to shed light on often here. And, what it is, the 22 challenge for vets, hashtag 22 challenge, hashtag 22 challenge for vets. It's basically suicide awareness. We have 22 veterans and active duty service members every single day. They commit suicide. So we usually, whether it's through push-ups, whether it's through, make 22 minutes worth of fucking heat every week, whatever you want to do, you know what I'm saying? You can walk for 22 minutes. 22 challenge is just 22 of something, burpees, push-ups, to, kind of raise awareness for the, those who can't do it themselves. The goal is obviously make this 22 number, less and less, whether it's 16, 15, or, obviously it can never be 0, because you're always going to have shit that, people just can't deal with. But, like you said, man, talk to your people, reach out to a friend, and I had on the board yesterday, it said, call somebody and tell them you love them. And nobody landed on that motherfucker, and they were pissed. And I'm like, this is a great opportunity for you just to read that shit and just call somebody, so tell somebody you love them, man. And make sure you love Cutz the artist, man, because it's a good dude. It's a good dude. You definitely will appreciate him, and much more content. Much more
Shout
content
out
on the
Feel
way.
Like Family, bro.
Episode 184.
Shout out Bay City, Michigan. Shout out United States of America. We're gonna come back real fucking soon, man.
Hey, Cutz the artist, y'all, on all fucking platforms.
Let's get it,
CUTZ, the artist,
Yeah,
Cutz
sure.
the artist. It ain't hard. You literally get a haircut every goddamn day. So add a Z to it instead of an S, and you'll be just all right, man. Peace out, y'all. Mitten Visuals, go fucking follow them. As I said before, FGP, we out. Peace.